Welcome everyone to the Reality of Health. You ever wonder why maybe you don't feel well? A lot of times that can be just because of flow. Yeah, you'd think, flow of what? Well, there's lots of different types of flow. Everything from lymphatic and blood flow and water flow and digestion and airflow like in your lungs. So if you don't feel well, let me show you why maybe this could be what is wrong with you. You don't normally think about flow. I'm going to show you how flow actually is very much a part of your life. Matter of fact, it's pretty much everything. It's everywhere. Your finances to your sleep patterns, everything is a flow. All around you, all the time. We have many different areas of the world that I'm going to talk about and how they relate to you. I believe in ether. I believe in earth stuff. Fire is energy. Air, we all know what that is. And of course, water. You know, you can live 4 days without water. You can only live like 4 minutes without air. Air is more important. Air is where you get your charge. Fire, you could actually say things like energy. And of course, you get charge from earth. But the biggest amount of charge comes from ether. Look up Tesla. Talked about this a lot. Anyway, so I just want to show you really quickly here. There's different types of flow. You've got things like bubbly. That means that there's bubbles and gases inside of whatever solution is flowing. Slug. Well, there's a thing there, probably an air bubble or an obstruction of some kind. Annular, which is the flow around the entire tube with barely anything in the between, or maybe two substrates in there. And you have stratified, which is separated and definitely flat, kind of like a river, like a big river. Homogeneous flow, both, let's say the air or whatever gas is up here, plus water all move at the same flow. But this one's the particular one that we're going to talk about later, and that is slip flow. So either of these substrates don't flow at the same rate. They kind of glide against each other. They're not in equilibrium. Okay, just we get that out of the way. This is a good representation. It's actually like a picture of data flow. You could consider this maybe electrical flow in your body, your thoughts, brain activity, that kind of thing. Your mental thoughts, your mental flow. Going from one thing to another. I'm like, I just can't think. I'm discombobulated. Or, just general electrical flow in the body. River flow. Well, this would be water or urinary. Could even kind of push the limit and say digestive, but generally speaking, all the water flow in your body, which, by the way, is extremely important. The way that this flows, I'm going to get into later why this is important and how this works and relates to other areas. You'll see. But I wanted to point out real quick, we have flow not only in natural things like, a river, but we also have flow through our faucet, or your shower. That water needs to continuously move or it gets stagnant. The reason why you shouldn't drink out of the hose. It's terrible for you. But we don't want any water to be stagnant. That's what creates all kinds of issues, including in your body. Lack of movement, no flow, and you get stagnant and you feel terrible. It can show in lots of ways. We'll talk about them. Of course, we have oceans, and they flow a lot, right? Have you ever seen ocean water that's stagnant and not clear? No, it's always clear. It's always, looks good, looks healthy. Big movement. But this could be the larger flowing of your body. Yeah, the biggest amount of water in interstitial and your muscle, and your cardiovascular, this kind of thing. But this is a good representation of water. It's always moving on the planet all the time. Very, very good. Then you have airflow. Pick this kind of GIF because, that's Michigan. It's where I live. But airflow would be like your lungs and your pulmonary system. Good airflow, and you have constantly good quality air. You don't want to let it sit. Stop breathing, see what happens. Not good. Same with flow of air in your environment. See how these are relating to earth and fire, air, and water? That's what I'm trying to show you. Then you got things like cash flow. Cash flow could be similar to your health. So money, you could equate it to health. You spend it properly, you have good health. You don't spend it properly, you have bad health. You invest in your health, you have good income. You have good financial health. You don't invest it properly, you end up not feeling so good later. See? There's flow everywhere in your life at all times. And technically, you could actually correlate any flow you can think of. You got things like workflow. Well, that's how you conduct your life every day. You've got data flow. Well, that's how you think and how you flow with your thinking. I mean, just you can correlate almost everything with some form of, materialistic or earthbound type of situation. You got flow from volcano lava, and you could say, well, that's my, digestive stuff trying to leave. Like and you can make a correlation. You get my point. Traffic flow. This could also be things like boats in the ocean carrying supplies and planes carrying supplies. And you need this to move consistently nonstop. This is like your blood carrying all the nutrients. So you have, let's say, red on this side. That would be the tail lights. That's carrying all the good stuff. And then the white is coming back, and that's lymphatic, and that's carrying all the waste materials. So this is what it kind of looks like. This is the best GIF I could find. Sorry about that. I know it's not in great focus, but it shows exactly what I want to show, which is flow. And obviously it doesn't just continuously flow like a river. It's going with your heartbeat. But that's important because I'm going to get into this and why this happens in a little bit and what hypertension is. And of course we have the waitress flow from the 70s. Kiss my grits. For those of you who know this, remember? For those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, I'm sorry. So this is called the Venturi effect. What I was trying to just show you there in the blood vessels, but also in is it this one? This one. How a river will go into a smaller stream, and where that wider area is going into a smaller stream, it speeds up. I used to do fly fishing, wish I could still do more, but fly fishermen know this, that there's an area right there with the Venturi effect. And boy, that water speeds up quick right there. You got to be careful. You're going to walk into that. But that Venturi effect, let's see here. Let's go here. I'm sorry. Starts with a higher pressure. So you have a lot of volume of water. This could be your blood, your lymphatic. And then you have a smaller area for that flow to go through, and it will speed up. So this can be blood or lymphatic. Could even be an obstruction of the bowel or your urinary system. So it'll speed up. And then on the other side, it's going really fast. That's where your low pressure is. So high pressure, low pressure. This is how your heartbeat actually works. But flow of water, interstitial water, lymphatic, and blood, if your body says, I need more flow, I'm unhealthy, or I'm exercising, or doing a lot of physical things, it will constrict that blood vessel, forcing more flow because it needs to get the oxygen, nutrients, and electrical charge where it needs to get it quicker because you need it. When you're in ill health, it does this in order to do the same thing. This is why you end up with hypertension or high blood pressure. It is not because of cholesterol buildup, plaque in your arteries. It's your whole body that is doing this. This is an amazing physical situation that is actually not that hard to repair. You can do it by getting healthier, and I'm going to show you how. But I want to bring this up. So this is how your blood, you can now picture that. I love this graph. This GIF is just amazing. So you have blood flow coming through your capillaries, or this could be any other area of your body, and it's exchanging the charge, nutrients and stuff into the body tissue. Then it leaves, that's going back, that's the venous system, and you're getting into it's carrying a less of a charged blood flow back to the heart, picking up oxygen from the lungs. That oxygen is charged. Anyway, tissues use it, needs to relieve it, goes back into the lymphatic system, and that gets taken out of the body. So see how beautiful this is? It's in and out. This is why blood flow is really important, and then lymphatic flow is really important. Of course, you have your interstitial fluid. That's important. Love this. This is so awesome looking. Your water system of your body, it's really important to get water. Eric, why do they always tell us we need water all the time? This is why. Your body needs to create structured water. See this hexagonal shape? And then they're latticed, they're layered. So here's your tissue. That could be your blood vessel or your lymphatic or any other tissue in your body. And then you have exclusion zone, EZ. That is want to think of like a negative charge here and then a positive charge here. If you believe in positive, negative. I don't. I think it's all charge. They're just different charges, not necessarily negative and positive. Anyway, these flow like what would be a magnet where they repel each other. No friction, can move really, really easily. This is how your body flows everything from lymphatic, which is drainage, to your vascular system, which is giving you charge and nutrients and oxygen and all this other stuff, water and things like that. So the more you create of structured water or easy water, the better. Very easy to do. You can do this many different ways. Look it up. You can ingest structured water. You can do the things that increase structured water in the body, like ghee and butter, and there's a bunch of things. But I have episodes on this kind of thing if you want to look them up. Amazing. But your water flow is the basis first. And the reason why you get ill health is when you have no movement. Something like this, sitting on the couch. Nothing's moving. You are literally just stagnant, like a pond. Wastes build up. You can't get good charge to where you need it to go. Therefore, you can't heal properly, and you poison yourself. Think of like a pond. That's just nasty. You don't go drink pond water. You know it's nasty. Well, your pond water in your body or your blood is barely moving. It's not good for your overall health. And you don't have to do a lot of movement. You just have to do movement. Because the counter argument is, well, if you do a lot of exercise, you create a lot of waste. So you don't actually have to do a whole ton to just keep your body clean. I'm not saying you shouldn't exercise a lot. Go for it. But just sitting around not doing anything, that's bad. Could get deep in the weeds on that one. We're not going to. Remember, I'm trying to keep this channel easy to understand and not get too deep. I used to get really deep, and now I'm not going to. So those are the basic 7 ways that you have movement. We have squatting, that's getting up out of the chair and that kind of thing. Lunging, you drop something, you need to pick it up. Pushing, pulling, you're bending over to pick something up. You're twisting, obviously, and then walking. These are your basic movements. So exercise and anything is all involved in here. So doing basics of these gives you basic movement. Or you can just be happy like he is, jumping on the mini trampoline. It's one of my favorite things ever. And there is 0 downsides to this. You can do this anytime you want throughout the day. You don't have to do a ton of it. You can do just a few minutes several times a day. If you have a home office, I highly recommend getting up every hour and doing some bouncing, some rebounding for 5 minutes. You don't need to do a lot, 2 minutes. You don't have to do it like this, but doing it like this is actually quite fun. And I've never done that myself. Anyway, the other way you can get lymphatic flow and water flow, mostly lymphatic, like the trampoline does all flow, does the lymphatic, the water, and the vascular, is Dr. Perry's Big Six Lymph Flow. He's kind of trademarked this a little bit, but simple. Go to his website, or you can go to his YouTube. Sorry, I'm over top of my words here a little bit. Stop Chasing Pain. Awesome YouTube channel. Great info. Love the guy. Would love to talk to him someday. But he starts with, the clavicle region, then the jaw region, then you're into your armpits, your stomach, your groin area, and then behind your knees. It's a rub, tap, and stroke, and it moves the lymphatic system. Doesn't take more than 5 minutes. Awesome. I'm telling you, the people that do this feel it. They feel great. So if you do this before you do trampoline, you'll get even better results. The other way that you can speed up flow in your body is through energy. Proven in physics, you impart energy, things move. Well, get the sun. You could also go step on the ground to get some grounding, get into the earth, get your feet on the ground, this kind of thing. Look that up, what you're supposed to put your feet on. But the sun imparts energy, and that's, how do we put it? Everything we're talking about in flow all revolves around an energy of some form or another. The sun gives you flow through, if you want to call it photons, energy wavelengths, whatever you want to say, I don't care. Sun gives you energy. And when you have energy, you get flow. That's a fact. Easy way to go. The other way you can do it, and the last one I'm going to talk about, is deep breathing. If you deep breathe, not only do you work your diaphragm, open up your chest, you get blood flow, water flow, air flow, which is basically all that you need to stay healthy. Lymphatic, obviously, good lymphatic flow. But I love the fact that deep breathing can do more than just give you relaxation. It works on your parasympathetic system. It makes you feel good. It gives you charge. It can wake you up or slow you down. Whatever your body needs can get from breathing that. But we also don't create stagnation in the lungs. We want to use them. We want to use the diaphragm. So many benefits. Can't go wrong. There's tons of techniques. Find one you like. But you need to be conscious of your breathing every day. Just if you're thinking, man, am I breathing? Well, maybe you should do a quick couple deep breaths. If you sigh, it's a good sign you're not breathing very much. You need more oxygen. You can't go wrong thinking about your breath when you're concentrating. I don't know how to describe it exactly, but when you deep breathe while you're concentrating on something, you'll remember it more. It's kind of like listening to classical music. There's a lot going on besides just, I'm breathing. No, there's more going on than that. There's a lot of nuances with energy and flow and electricity and neurons and all the stuff working together. That's why if you want to really learn something, you should walk while you're reading it. It helps. I tell college students to do it all the time. All right, I hope this was helpful. I wanted you to see that flow is following you everywhere you go all the time. It's always around you. It dictates life, dictates your finances, your energy levels, your health, what you think about. We have things like workflow and data flow. Those can be how your brain thinks, right? You are thinking clearly, you've got good flow. You're not thinking clearly, the flow is off. You see what I'm saying? Take that approach and add it to different areas of your life. If you feel like, I don't understand, I don't feel well here, I've got this symptom. Maybe it's a flow thing. Figure out why it's not flowing. Start with what's not flowing. Well, I can't go to the bathroom. Well, then you have a flow problem. What do? You take something to create flow. But what stopped you from flowing? Well, I don't know. Well, think about it. You did something. Something happened. And then you can come up with the remedy to lower that symptom and get the flow going again. Told you some ways here. Anyway, I think you get my point. I love doing episodes like this. This kind of stuff really stimulates my thoughts, how I think, how I see the health of your body, the health of the world. It's just fascinating to think that anything that generally stands still, not really good for you. Movement is great for you because it creates flow. Thank you for listening. Appreciate you as always. Take care of yourselves.